All right, hi and welcome back. I am going to do like a get ready with me using stuff that doesn't seem to work for other people, but I love it. So I'm just gonna get right in. I gotta get ready for the day. Urban Decay's Quick Fix. Tati had said that this was a setting spray. It's not, it's a face primer. It just gives me a little bit extra moisturization. That's all. That's all it does. I love it. So I'm gonna let that dry. Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Oil. I am using this one up in my 18 and 2018 project. I don't hear a lot of people talk about this, but it's nice. It's actually not too bad. My skin is kind of dry and I have a few dry spots right now. I don't think it does a whole lot for like filling in my pores, but it works really well under the foundation I'm going to use. It's a little bit of a heavier coverage and I really have not been hating this primer oil as much as I thought I would. I'm going to prime my eyes. I've been using the MAC 24-hour, what is this called? Extend Eye Base. It's similar to the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And what works for me is MAC's Painterly Paint Pot. I really like this one. I can't use concealer to like prime my eyelids. That just makes absolutely no sense to me since concealer is more sticky and not as, I guess, thick. So I don't understand why people use concealer to prime their eyelids. I mean, if you do that, that's freaking awesome and I hope it works for you. I've never understood the draw of it. And the Subculture palette. This palette got a ton of hate on YouTube and I can see why people don't like it, but I've been able to make it work for me and I'm really thankful for that, I guess. I think the color palette is absolutely beautiful. It's definitely different than I think anything that's on the market that you can buy in a palette, and I can applaud Anastasia for putting this out there. I will be going into Dawn, which is the lighter peachy shade. I just tip tap tap. This is the Chikuhodo GSN 10. I really like this brush. It's kind of a workhorse brush for me. I have beat this to death. Really light, tiny, like strokes work well with this palette, and I've noticed that natural hair bristles just do a good job with this palette with blending them out since they are super pigmented, and I just go in a little bit at a time and blend it out until I'm happy. I'm going to go into Roxy, which is the corally shade. I'm finding that I want something a little bit brighter than normal, and I'm going to concentrate that in my crease. I don't have a problem with these shadows muddying up or not blending, and they lay really well on top of each other. I'm going to take the teensiest bit of Fudge, which is the brown shadow in here. Like, can you see that? It's like right there at the tip of my brush. And I'm just going to put that into my deepest part of my crease. And then to blend it together, I'm going to be using the Sonia G. This is the worker one, and just taking the very tippy point of the brush, I'm going to blend that brown. This electric shade is really cool. It's kind of a greeny yellow. I'm going to use a ColourPop just flat shader brush, and you do kind of have to dig into this to get pigment onto the brush. It's got kind of a dimethicone feel. If you are familiar with the Makeup Forever shadows, very similar to those. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but I don't have like any fallout on my face. Maybe a little bit of the green right here, but that's it. That's all. I'm using the YSL All Hours foundation. I am in the shade BR30. It's going to look a little bit light on my skin, but it oxidizes like just a teensy bit, and then it winds up matching me perfectly. It's kind of weird. And I will use my beauty blender, and I do half of my face at a time because this foundation kind of dries fairly fast, but once it's on the skin it does not budge. I'm quite impressed with it. Going with concealer, I use the Bare Minerals Bare Skin. This is, I think, my third tube of this. I really like it. I have wrinkly like under eyes because I'm getting older, and this concealer doesn't accentuate that as much as more popular concealers do. Like, my daughter can use a Shape Tape, but I can't. It looks absolutely terrible on me. So that's why whenever people say that they use it as a eyeshadow primer, I'm like, how do you do that? To set my under eyes, I use the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. This stuff is well worth the money for me anyways. It just takes like the teensiest little bit, and I'm using the Wayne Goss number 10 brush, and that is what I use to set my under eyes. Because it's so fine, it doesn't collect itself in my wrinkles. You may have perfect skin now if you're like in your 20s, but just wait until you turn 30 and then you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, what is going on? It all goes downhill once you turn 30. It did for me anyways. All right, to set my foundation, I'm using the Patrick Star Patrick Powder from MAC. I really enjoy this. It's very fine and it's got a teensy bit of a pink tint to it, which I appreciate since I am pink tone. And I just set. I am using Sculpt from MAC. This is just it's one of their contour powders. I like it. It's very basic. And it works almost a little bit too well. And I will take this brush and blend it out. Using Hourglass's, what is this one? Diffused Light. It's a little bit of a yellowy white powder, I would say. And on that same brush, I'm going to dab it right there. It's kind of an extra step that I don't necessarily need, but I am now in the habit of doing it and I like it. So I'm gonna keep doing it. Another product that people have said don't work for them is red toned bronzers, and for me, I need a red tone bronzer. This one is from Bobbi Brown. It is in the shade medium too. This is my second pan of this, and the redness in this bronzer just works well for me. I've tried other, like, more of your typical bronzers, and they look terrible. Terrible on me. It's like I put muddy ashes all over my face. So this Bobbi Brown one is a forever repurchase of mine. That's it. Easy peasy. Tarte Exposed is a blush that I know a lot of people have and they love. The color is really pretty, but it's hard. Like, it's really, really hard packed in there. So what I've been doing is taking my brush. This is the Sephora Pro Contour blush. It's a synthetic bristle brush, and I go in at an angle and just kind of dig at it. I have not had any hard pan doing it this way, and it works really, really well for me. And I like this blush because you can build it up and it's never like too much. You do gotta dig though. Okay. I thought I was going to get hard pan on this because so many people told me that I would, but I haven't yet, and I'm really happy about that, but I don't know why to get hard pan. Now, for a product that people say, don't buy that, your skin is too light for it, the product was not made for you, blah, 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 blah. Fenty Beauty came out with Trophy Wife not too long ago. Whenever she first started her line, Rihanna did, and I kind of got sucked in by the hype, and I did not wear it for a while because I was a little bit scared that it was going to be too much for me. And if I put it on with like a normal highlight brush, it can be a little bit too much, but it's really pretty. Wayne Goss had released the holiday brush at the end of last year, 2017, and this brush is golden for this highlight. So what I do, so I just pick a little bit up on my brush. I don't know if you can see it. Go like that. And swipe. You can tell it's not super yellow. It looks nice on the skin. It is pretty glittery, but I don't mind glitter on my cheeks. But yes, it looks nice. So if somebody's telling you that you can't wear Trophy Wife because your skin is too light, I'm here to tell you it's okay. You can. Use a really light hand, like tap off the excess and go for it because it's really pretty. And I think that just about anybody can wear that. So that's my thoughts on that. All right, I'm gonna finish off my eyes. But I still have yet to take off the sticker. Took off the sticker. Okay, I'm gonna be going back into Dawn and put that on my lower lash line. Let's see if I can do this. And then into Roxy. This is the Wayne Goss number 20. It's kind of like a pencil brush, but longer. It's really good. And then I'm going to go back into Fudge on this little brush, and I'm just going to deepen up my crease a little bit. And then using the Wayne Goss number 4, blend it out. And going back into Electric with the ColourPop brush, I'm going to put that on my inner corner. I'm going to use this green from ColourPop. This is Fast Lane. It's one of their creme gel pencil liners. Okay, so my camera died, so I went and I did my brows. I just use Anastasia's brow powder. It's my favorite. It works for me. I'm going to do my lips really quick. Where did it go? This is MAC's Boldly Bare lip liner. Oh, look, I have a hair on me. And I'm going to be using MAC's Kinda Sexy. This is one of their matte lipsticks, and some people have said that they're drying. I have never found that to be the case. They take forever to use up. I had this in a project last year, and that's all that I have left of it. But I think that they're really creamy. They've never dried out my lips, and for that I'm thankful. All right. Let me see. I'm going to be using the Le Curler from Lancome that I got from Octoly. I got this for free. I never used to like eyelash curlers, and then I got into them again, and I was like, all right. I see what these are for. Lancome Sills Booster. I've heard a few people talk about how they don't like this or it doesn't work for them. I don't know. I've used this for a few years now, and it's just something that I keep going back to. I think it's amazing. Just truly amazing. I don't use it on my lower lashes, but I do like it on my upper ones. I let that dry for about, I don't know, 15 seconds or so. I only do one eye at a time. I'm going to be using Monsieur Big. I also got this one for free from Lancome and Octoly, and the bristles on this brush, oh my gosh, it's huge. Like, it's as big as my eye. I really like these types of bristles. My friend Emily had commented saying that this is her favorite mascara, and I did not know that. So now I'm even more excited to see what this can do. There's a comparison between no mascara and Lancome Sills Booster with the Monsieur Big on the one eye. I really like that. It gave me volume. I think it lengthened them a little bit. Not bad. I'm gonna put this on my lower lash line too, because I don't currently have my MAC Giga Black mascara. That's my favorite lower lash line mascara, but I like also using the tip of the mascara one to really get up in there. Ooh, girl. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this mascara is amazing. It says big volume, all day wear. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited. All right, that is my final makeup look. I really enjoy the Subculture palette. I think that this is a great palette. I like that it can be kind of toned down. I mean, my makeup's always a little bit extra anyways, but I'm totally comfortable with wearing this out. The Fenty Trophy Wife highlighter, if you're on the fence about it, I don't know, maybe swatch it in stores. Like, if you just swatch it, it's gonna look really yellow. But we don't ever put highlighter on with our fingers like that. Like, rarely. I think that makeup is subjective. Not everything is made for everybody, and that's kind of the joy of makeup. What works for one person might not work for somebody else, and that's fine. But I don't want you to ever think like, oh, that yellow highlighter is only for people with darker skin tone, or the Subculture palette is just a crap palette because everybody said it's a crap palette, or that matte lipstick isn't going to work for me. Throw a lip balm on underneath and it might work for you. I didn't think that I would be able to use liquid lipsticks because I thought my lips were too dry for them, and I just put on a little bit of like a lip primer or a lip balm, and I can now make like liquid lipsticks work for me. I just wanted to show you that even though a lot of products get a lot of hate on the YouTube community, in the YouTube world, in the sphere of the beauty YouTubers, you can make them work. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Please tell me what is like the one thing that you love that everybody else seems to throw a lot of shade to. That would be interesting. All right, I will see you in the next